5, 4, 3, 1, 0.
The following contest is an elimination match and is for the Extreme Zone Hardcore Women's Championship. Introducing the challenger from Wichita, Kansas, Dizzy Ray.
Dorothy Disarray back after being absent a month of Sundays. 8-8, 500 former Hellas Hybrid champion, making her return tonight. And the last time we saw her in the ring, she lost her Hellas Hybrid title, even though she wasn't involved in the actual decision itself. And this is her second appearance at PHYXIUS. In fact, last year, she won a #1 contenders bout against 5 other competitors. And later on, that September became the She Devils champion. And then we morphed the She Devils title into what we have right now, the Hellas Hybrid Championship division. And here is the lady that she took the title from.
Introducing the challenger from Lagos, Nigeria, Akira
Okoye won a gigantic match, to say the least, about 2 weeks ago. And this is the match that is giving her consideration for being elevated into another division out of this division, the Hellas Hybrid. So depending the outcome of this one, either way, she will be ascended to another tier here on Frequency Pro Wrestling. The sister of Akira Okoye, who was set to go on later on in the stream, will her sister, younger sibling, come out on top of this championship bout? All right, and the third competitor to come into the fold held the title before Killa Okoye did. Party people, Kivana Rossetti is in the joint.
The challenger from Jersey City, New Jersey,
the styling Italian former She Devils champion. And the last time she was in a fatal 4-way that Kaiba went on and won. The first being eliminated from that contest. Had she had a won, she'd be in consideration to be elevated to another tier. But that's neither here nor there, because tonight we're damn near emptying out the vault in regards to this division. With the exception of one lady who is currently out on the injured reserve list. More about that later on in this matchup. Unless you watched Slugfest Saturday You know who I'm talking about. Anyhow, Kivana Rossetti set to get ready. Here she is, your Hellas Hybrid
And
champion.
introducing the champion from Honolulu, Hawaii, the Extreme Zone Hardcore Women's Champion, Marcella Morocco.
Marcella Morocco coming in at 9 wins, 11 losses. Current title reign 63 days. And this is the only young lady out of the division that is not in this contest, Olivia Emerson, who further injured an already bruised rib area. And that would have made for one Dynamite contest indeed, not to sell this one short. With one more competitor, especially being an uneven number, adds a certain je ne sais quoi mystery to it. Anyhow, my Hellas Hybrid champion, Marcella Morocco. Go, girl, do your thing. All right, we getting ready and getting set for an elimination style fatal four-way here. Let's get it. Las Vegas took my wages. And we're gonna put up another poll question right about now. Who do you think's gonna pull this one off? Me, myself, personally, I will say Disarray comes back from a long way return and regains her Hellas Hybrid Championship title. If Akira Okoye is the master, is anything in that destiny, she's going to be the master that turns it another way, as she is hammering everything in her pathway, knocking all these girls to the ground. She don't care, anybody can get it, and Disarray is getting it right about now as Kivana Rossetti focuses in on the champion, Marcella. As it's Duke City here in the early going. And if you're just tuning in, this is a Hellas Hybrid Championship matchup. Up and over the ropes goes Kivana Rossetti. And a long buster to the back of Disarray. Guitar serenades the head of Rossetti as Akira Okoye absolutely demolishing this lady on the outside of the squared circle. Akira Okoye continually laying the smackdown on Kivana, and these two have a well-tattered history, to say the least. In fact, Marcella is the newest to be involved in the rivalry between Disarray, Akira Okoye, and Kivana Rossetti. Leg lock on Marcella in the center of the ring. And Disarray has turned the tide in her and Akira Okoye's skirmish. I should take this question down and rephrase it. Who's going to be the first to be eliminated? As Disarray hulking up the crowd here in Vegas, Kaiba takes advantage by pulling the lock of hair and slamming her. Hold on a second, it always goes down in that fashion. I hype somebody up and somebody takes the wind out of their sails. Disarray punching her way out of a leg lock from the champ, who is content to sit and watch Kaiba and Disarray dismantle each other. As Kaiba was almost up out of here, referee took a minute, as he did with that attempted pinfall. Come on, referee man. We need a game that has 2 referees, damn it, in multiple people matches. Yeah. Kivana Rossetti with a DDT on and on. Watching Disarray. And Disarray with a counter. 2 members back inside of the ring, and they are about to get it on as Disarray looked like she was about to hunt down Marcella. But Marcella has her scouted in every which way as the armbar on. Kaiba Okoye is reversed. And Disarray is pinned by the champion. Referee took 100 to get there. And Marcella is now taking her turn to amp up the crowd here at PHYXIUS. Nice little slam. Disarray looks like she caught a bit of it. And she was almost put out of here as a result, but we still have 4 competitors in this matchup. And Kivana looks like she is going to the unfriendly skies and comes down with a frog splash on Kaiba Okoye and is going to take her out of here and does not even get a count from the referee, who could have just dropped and started counting. I'm gonna have to have a meeting with my referee. Now I gotta get a tad bit sharper on the go. I know it's 4 chicks in the ring beating the crap out of each other, but that's no excuse. The referees have to be the most fit off of the roster, as another time delay may have cost Kivana Rossetti an elimination. Disarray is in the position to get an elimination herself, and Kivana bust out of the attempted kibosh to this matchup for her. As Disarray still getting it in on Kivana Rossetti with the bangerang, and goes for a pinfall attempt on her.
Has been eliminated.
Bye-bye, Kivana. You didn't bring it here tonight. And Disarray is the first to eliminate one of the competitors out of this matchup. I told you, Disarray for the win, as she's swinging everything in her wake to try to make that prophecy come true. Marcella trying to put a stop to the unorthodox offense from Disarray. And she is hit with a knee attack as a result. Kaiba waking back up, and she is giving the crowd the business like that shoe upside Marcella's face from Disarray that currently has her in the winner's spot as far as taking control of this match. And now the champ about to fall victim to the vice by Disarray, and she pounds her way out of it by handling her with a couple of elbows, but into that knee strike from Kaiba Okoye, who then hits Disarray with a back suplex. Uh-oh, what is about to happen here? Giant body slam by Kaiba Okoye. And my big Disarray is on her way back to the showers with the likes of Kivana Rossetti. And it's Marcella, the champion, and Kaiba Okoye, the former champion. As Marcella shaking the cobwebs out of her head, Akira Okoye in finisher off mode. But hold up a second, as quick as a hiccup, Marcelo with a gigantic body slam, and now going for a pinfall attempt on Kaiba. And just like that, it's a wrap. Marcelo retains the Hellas Hybrid Championship title, baby.
And still, Extreme Zone Hardcore Women's Champion, Marcelo
Marcelo with a victory. Stick around for matchup number 2. Queens of Chaos Tag Team Championships on the line next on PHYXIUS. Championship action on the line right about now. This is a definition of bringing the pain like 2 bad nurses. The pain from these here mammy flipping verses. Ridiculous thirst involving hearses. Las Vegas, front and center, malpractice.
The following contest is a tornado tag team match and is for the Alliance Zone Women's Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers, the Brood.
Nurse Rosetta and Nurse Red, 20 and 11, former almost everything in regards to tag team action on the brand. And they won this matchup via a #1 contenders bout back at the unnamed event at the end of April. Defeating the Botany Babes, and they find themselves in a prime position to challenge for the Queens of Chaos Tag Team Championships. Rosetta and Red, decorated veterans and fan favorite to the Frequency faithful and their competitors who happen to be the Queens of Chaos Tag Team Champions. Ladies and gentlemen, the tribal spirits in the building. Amelia Wyandotte and Little Bobcat make up the team, Auntie and Nee.
And introducing the champions, the Alliance Zone Women's Tag Team Champions, the Tribe.
And the last time we saw them get down for the crown was 3 weeks ago in a Champions versus Champions match they went up against the Fighting Furies Lieutenant Mood Swing as their reign extends 196 days. Will they walk out of here the champions, or will they walk down the agony of defeat lane up in this piece. 196 days, that is absolutely phenomenal in regards to the championship competition. And we about to get it. Tornado tag team style. One and done. As a display of the Queens of Chaos tag team belts hoisted in the air for all to see here in Vegas. And thank you for tuning in if you're coming in right about now. Crowd at a deafening silence. And the bell toll. Even match up briefly. And now they have switched dance partners in this power on speed and agility from both teams. Nurse Red linking up with Amelia Wyandotte. And Rosetta taking it to Lil Bobcat at the current. Nurse Red getting a snooze in the corner while the numbers game not affecting Rosetta at all. She has given it to both members of the Tribal Spirits early on in this one. Now it's back to power on power and speed on speed as the ladies have switched one more time. And Rosetta is in the midst of handling Amelia while her partner is doing damage to Little Bobcat. I like to say kudos to everybody who caught the pre-show earlier. A couple of matchups before we kicked into this one into high gear. And speaking of high, Amelia on the top rope and misses everything trying to get Rosetta, who is now outside hovering over Little Bobcat with Red. And Amelia with a cold club to the back of the head of Red. Back and forth. The teams are going. And it's back to the even matchup. And now Little Bobcat takes advantage of a distracted Rosetta. Single leg lock had to be released. And it's still that emphatic matchup as Little Bobcat with a pinfall attempt on Rosetta. That went for one count and one only. Amelia with a shovel cold cocks it upside the head of Nurse Red. That's one way to break the frequency curse. To chuck your weapon at somebody's head. Backdrop by Rosetta on Little Bobcat. Little Bobcat has turned tide. And has Rosetta in a knot. And now the members of the Tribal Spirits have the numbers over Malpractice. And the champions are making their presence felt in regard to defending those Queens of Chaos tag team titles. DDT and Rosetta has awakened once again and flatlined both of the Tribal Spirits. Rosetta getting it in tonight, taking it to another level with a boot that sends Little Bobcat back halfway up the stage. And now the numbers game is clearly in favor of Malpractice as both members issuing out punishment to Amelia. And Red is setting Little Bobcat up for the top rope arm drag takedown as both members of Malpractice go for a pinfall. And both members of the Tribal Spirits kick out. Miscue by Red. And maybe this is the opening Little Bobcat may need to flip it in her favor as a pinfall attempt by Rosetta being down on Amelia Wyandotte, broken up by Little Bobcat. And that's what she gets for interfering and almost ending this match. Red back up and into the contest as Rosetta gets a dose of the steel steps, courtesy of Amelia Wyandotte, who does it to her again, beating down the Giant, and now focusing on her partner, Nurse Red. And Little Bobcat gets a move up on Rosetta. Rosetta, no offense in a wee bit, as Amelia didn't get a count on that attempted pinfall on Red. And we have another pinfall. And I'm wondering how in the hell the ref saw that. Anyway, it's arcade style, right? Can't be in two places at one time. Although he's been trying tonight. This is only matchup number 2. He gonna be exhausted by matchup number 3. As Little Bobcat throws Rosetta into the stairs, she has been the recipient of a lot of visits with the steel steps. Beginning to feel that Rosetta and the steel steps are a little bit chummy. A guitar being brought into the fold by Amelia. And she does not get to use her weapon this time. Finds herself in a bear hug by Rosetta. And she crashes her way out with an elbow. Excuse me, party people. Had to give me a drink of water. Anyhow, the matchup is still even Stevens as Nurse Red with a back dragon corkscrew cutter, and it only ends in a 2 count. Meanwhile, in the ring, Rosetta has gotten access to the guitar and uses it and goes for a cover. 2 count. We still got him duking it out here in Vegas as Red goes for a cover on Little Bobcat. And just like that, party people, it's a wrap. Malpractice.
And the new Alliance Zone Women's Tag Team Champions, the Brood.
Malpractice with the victory over the Tribal Spirits here in matchup number 2, y'all. And they keep on rolling because we have a 6-man Donnybrook for the Aries God Award title next on PHYXIUS. All right, y'all, due to time constraints, we omitted the 6 entrances to this illustrious matchup. And it's all the KC Crusher's fault. He take 3 minutes to come to the dang on arena. The ring. Aries God Award Championship on the line. 6-man Donnybrook for ya. Here in our mid-card action. The Gorilla being slammed by Quincy Kareem and KC Crusher being slammed by Mr. Generic. Mr. Generic, the champion. And his first title defense since becoming the Aries God Award champion back at Fixation. The Gorilla's first time going for solo gold and glory. And Rudy Lanza has been in numerous championship matchups in this division. And of course, Quincy Kareem is a former Devil's Blood champion. The frequency fellow of Fist of Fellowship, should I say, huh? As 6 competitors gonna duke it out in this elimination style. Gorilla Gates going for a pinfall attempt on the Crusher. But the ref is too preoccupied with the skirmish over on the far side of the ring as Mr. Generic and Lanza kicks out. As I'm looking through the 6 competitors, I'm trying to get a go of who is going to try to win this one. Let me give my predictions. Let's see. I don't know, man. I always root for the underdog, and the underdog in this matchup definitely Rudy Lanza. I'm going to go with Rudy Lanza to win this one. Nice power slam by the Gorilla on Quinn Kareem. Still only yielded a 1 count. Mr. Generic might have ring rust, not being in programming fluidly since he's become the champion. We'll see if that's true throughout the course of this matchup as Mr. Generic catches a KC Crusher slipping and applies the abdominal stretch on him. Or should I say, is that the lumbar stretch? And the KC Crusher reverses out of it. Forward slam by Rudy Lanza on Valiant Justice as he goes for a pinfall attempt. 2 count Rudy Lanza. Almost getting an elimination. And the Crusher about to do something nasty to Lanza, but he hurls him into the barricade as Quincy Kareem goes for a pinfall attempt on Gorilla Gates. The Gorilla kicks out, and Rudy Lanza, covered by Valiant Justice, didn't get a count. Still 6 competitors in this matchup. Dragon style punch to the gut of the Gorilla as Rudy Lanza pinfall. Valiant Justice with the first elimination of the matchup, and it sends Rudy Lanza to the showers early. If I pick them, they're sure to lose. As we have 5 competitors, a very uneven number, which means you need to be looking over your shoulder after you get a move off. Hold on a second, the champ with an elimination of Valiant Justice. And not even a minute after he sends Rudy to the showers, the sheriff is making that long walk himself. That ladder coming into play momentarily as that back suplex executed by the KC Crusher. And now, wait a second. Belly to belly back suplex on the ladder as well. Gorilla Gates getting very cozy with that ladder. As the KC Crusher going shopping and comes out with a table and Caballao to the grill of Mr. Generic. As the KC Crusher amping up the crowd here in Vegas. Looking to regain the Aries God of War title, but instead, double arm hook DDT to the head of the KC Crusher. And another one one is gone, and we are down to a triple threat. The KC Crusher with a decent performance, but not decent enough to step it down and win this one. Gorilla Gates linking up with the champion, and he goes for a pinfall attempt, and Quincy Kareem there to break it up with a Barbie. Don't understand the science behind that one. Let the Gorilla finish him off, and then it's a one-on-one bout. Winner take all. And instead, he does nothing. Just like the Gorilla just did. Should have went for a pinfall on Mr. Generic, but instead, he gets a suplex from Quinn Kareem. And now Quinn slammed on to the table, and that's the part where the bars are exposed. Gotta put a hurting on that back area. As Kareem grabbing that left knee of his, and the Gorilla and Mr. Generic link up. Shoulder block, and now a pinfall attempt. Only a 1 count. Kareem with a missile drop kick to the Gorilla. Kareem in, duking it out to see who's going to be the king of the hill in this Aries God of War Championship bout. And while you are at it, help me out by hitting the like, the share, and the sub button. After all, it costs you nothing. And you get to see DDTs like that. The one Mr. Generic just laid on the Gorilla. But Gorilla Gates, no slouch in the game, and as I jep him up, a quick reversal roll up by Mr. Generic. The Gorilla, Mr. Generic, the Gorilla. And it's broken up, hold on, a chair threw at the head of the Gorilla, and now he's hitting hot sauce from the mask, courtesy of your boy Quincy Kareem, and a kick to the back of the noggin of the Gorilla. Now Mr. Generic giving Quincy Kareem a lesson on how to stretch yourself out in the world of digital wrestling. Gorilla with a hurl of Mr. Generic into the barricade, and Mr. Generic about to receive something else from the Gorilla. Another dose of the barricade, and the Gorilla is in finish this dude off mode, and Kabaya with a Samoan drop, but Quincy Kareem insists on interfering. Ignoring Quincy Kareem, the Gorilla goes for a pinfall attempt on the champ. That means, ladies and gentlemen, we will have us a brand new champion at the end of this matchup. Quincy Kareem and Gorilla Gates, toe-to-toe, down to the wire, to the buzzer, whatever cliche you want to use. And Quincy Kareem with a 2 count on the Gorilla, trying to get him up out of here and reclaim this title. Foot DDT by Quincy Kareem. And a wise move, going for the stronger parts of the Gorilla, being his arms and his legs. Quincy Kareem taking a methodical approach to finishing off the Gorilla, and what the hell was that about, Quincy? You didn't hit anything but the air and then the mat shortly after. That chair that he used to bust the Gorilla open earlier on into the fold. But the Gorilla remembers the position of that ladder and slams Quincy Kareem onto it. And now instead of wrapping him up, he's flexing his muscle. Whatever gets you the victory, I'm down for it. But it just might cost you against an ex-champion of the caliber of my man Quincy Kareem. The Gorilla still in taunt mode, and Quincy Kareem has it one more again with the frequency fist of fellowship. And down to earth goes the Gorilla. And Kareem is right behind him, on him like a dirty shirt, and a running kick to the face of the Gorilla, and Quincy Kareem goes for a pinfall attempt. And just like at a brand new champion, Quincy Kareem defeating 5 others here in matchup number 3.
This is Real Talk Rita, and we are having a sale. Today's likes are free, so do our channel a solid and hit the like man.
following contest is a special guest referee match and is for the Alliance Zone Cruiserweight Championship.
Danilo Pollux making his way to the ring. 8 wins and 8 losses. Former big little man, Cruiserweight champion. He won in a tag team bout last week against Mr. Generic and Bagman Nimo. All-star team up as his partner was Quincy Kareem, who you saw win the Aries God of War Championship. Will that luck rub off on him here in matchup number 4? Going against one of the greatest tag teams on our roster in the Misfits, Bagman Nimo, as Danilo gets the response that he wants out of the crowd, which is a deafening silence almost. You can hear a pin drop in here. The Unbreakable Ukrainian geared up go up against the champ of the Mercury's Moniker division, Bagman Nimo, party people. And he comes into this contest at 15 and 16. And the last time he was duking it out against Danilo about 3 weeks ago, and he put him on his back. Does he have Danilo's number, or will Danilo be triumphant here in this Mercury Moniker Championship matchup number 4? This is how we do it.
Introducing the challenger from the Ukraine, weighing in at 175 pounds, Danilo Pollux. And his opponent from parts unknown, weighing in at 151 pounds, the Alliance Zone Cruiserweight Champion, Bagman Nimo.
Bagman Nimo, Danilo Pollux ready to get it on here at the bottom of our mid-card. As the hardware right there is winning in a balance. Referee Victor Sokolov in the building. Here in Vegas, where we are about to see if we get us a brand new champion. Or will Bagman Nimo go home with the gold as he comes out and strikes first? Burger on a takedown, or leg scissor takedown, excuse me, only yields a 1 count on Danilo. Nemo's strategy off the rip is to stay on Danilo and not giving any room to breathe. Danilo coming in with a ground and pound hybrid style. And Bagman Nimo, so used to his old name, comes in with a high-flying type of offense, but he's going hardcore and getting a chair and going right to the skull of Danilo Pollux. No offense of yet from Danilo. As if he just came into the matchup as an amateur, and now he wakes up and takes down Bagman Nimo. Danilo almost a year removed from holding a title here on the brand. And I'm betting that he's itching to get back into the championship spotlight. Only a 2 count. After all that, Bagman needs to do a little bit more to put out Danilo, who is now spilling hot sauce from the grill. And Nimo showing no mercy with that chair. Doesn't give a care about the wound on the head of Danilo. And Danilo comes back with a quick second wind and goes for a pinfall. 2 count, referee right there on point. Had to get the other referee a rest. That man's been running around here all night. So we called on the Black Russian to help us out. Danilo catching Bagman Nimo on the apron, hitting with a backdrop right where the steel meets the wood. And now in this Falls Count Anywhere contest, we have overflowed the mason jar and are outside of the confines. Danilo trying to chuck a barbed wire mat at the head of Bagman Nimo. who goes for a pinfall attempt on Danilo, 1 count. Nimo still in control on the bout, even though Danilo has had his flurries as he goes for a pinfall attempt. Beautiful SEO executed. And El Nimo is still our Mercury's Moniker champion.
And still Alliance Zone Cruiserweight champion, Bagman Nimo.
Bagman Nimo with a solid defeat over Danilo Pollux, retaining his Mercury's Moniker championship. All right, y'all. Matchup number 5, Zeus's Crown Championship on the line here at PHYXIUS.
Akira Okoye. Sara Carter.
This is Maddie Chatterbox encouraging you to hit the like man. They're only free 99. So once again, hit the like button to help our channel grow.
This is a DJ Soul Search production.
All right, and if you chose casket match as your choice in the poll before we kicked off the festivities, kudos to you. As a challenger standing 6'5", 290 pounds, all the way from Biloxi, Mississippi. Party people in the place, Killa T's in the building. Las Vegas is about to be hit with a dose of the Biloxi Big Bag, coming in at 26 wins and 20 losses.
This ain't just a fight.
On a bit of a skid as far as wins and losses go, as he finds himself in the midst of a 2-match losing streak as he comes in to matchup number 5 here tonight. Killa T, one of the day ones. He looked in prime and ready to get it on here tonight, son.
This is a DJ Soul Search production.
But he has one tough competitor indeed at 6'2" and 245 pounds. KC Reed, 17 wins, 21 losses. His current championship reign, 91 days. Will he walk out of this one, still holding his title and getting closer to that 100-day mark where he can claim an automatic rematch for the title if he loses it? Or will he hand it over here to Killa T here tonight? Vegas, you have been a trip. And I mean in a good way. We about to get it, y'all. Zeus's crown on the
Introducing
line.
the challenger from Biloxi, Mississippi, weighing in at 290 pounds. And his opponent from Kansas City, Kansas, weighing in at 242 pounds, the Alliance Zone World Champion, KC3.
Killa T, KC3, matchup number 5 up in this piece. The hardware right there is what it all is for. Can't believe we are on matchup number 5. After this one more and we out the door. So this one will be entertaining to say the least. Casket match. The rules. Put your opponent inside of the casket and latch the door shut. And you won the match. These two big behemoths are gonna beat the bejesus out of each other. That's one way to kick it off and utilizing that casket. Throwing your opponent up against it and wearing him down. KC Reed need to be trying to get this one over. He's a little bit green in regards to title defenses and title runs on the solo tip. That's right, this is his first ever title. The wily veteran scratched and crawled his way up the Zeus's Crown Championship division and is now standing as the current champion in defense of his title. Killa T, no response from the offense, but there he is. He wakes up and misses. That elbow drop by KC Reed, and now the dial has shifted in the favor of Killa T until Reed breaks his way out of that headlock. Reed back in control. On command, on demand right here. Looking like he's gonna get this one over in a swift fashion. All he's gotta do is throw Killa T in the casket. And there he goes, in the casket. And he's about to shut it. Who's gonna win this? We'll find out after this non-commercial break.
This is a DJ Soul Search production.
This is Mitch Vade, and you're watching Frequency Pro Wrestling on Vic Vega's Game Station, the home where every view is viral.
This is Maddie Chatterbox encouraging you to hit the like man. They're only free 99. So once again, hit the like button to help our channel grow.
Akira Okoye! Sara
Time now, Cletus. All right. Hi, we're back. And these two are still battling. Very close to the casket. And Reed is taking a turn to get a nap inside of a casket. Killa T trying to put KC Reed away. And Reed breaks up out of the casket. Reed's like, the hell with that, and shut the door. And now commences to try to do something. His confusion cost him momentum of the match. KC Reed, very reluctant, very out of sorts as to what to do. To Killa T, who is wielding a shovel at the current Will he get a chance to use it? No, KC Reed breaks out in a fury of fist and picks up the shovel himself. And now Reed is not falling victim to the frequency curse. Gets it in on Killa T with the shovel that he once held only a couple of seconds ago. And Reed is absolutely going to town on him. Good job, dodge by the Biloxi Big Bad. Ugh. Tongue-tied. I don't care. I'm supposed to be hyped up in a matchup of this magnitude. Once again, Reed acting like a straight-up rookie in regards to trying to put Killa T away. And another DDT off of the closed casket. Not going to do him any good because your opponent has to be on the inside of it with the door closed. But Reed not giving a F about all of that. Now he's going on cue to open the door and put the Biloxi Big Bad Killa T away for the night. Chin check by KC Reed from Killa T. And it's a series of brief offense by both competitors here. The casket coming into play as Reed opens the door. Will he get ready to put Killa T in there and send him on an eternal rest? As KC Reed must have a rabbit's foot in his pocket tonight, avoiding the frequency curse with two weapons as he's defending his title with every fiber in his being. But out of nowhere, the Gold Coast Slam. And now the Biloxi Big Bad has went shopping and chose himself a sledgehammer to go to work on Reed. A big boot. Caballos. KC Reed, our champion. Killa T, definitely in the driver's seat at this moment of the matchup. Killa T acting like a luchador and tight roping that top rope. And looks to be in finish. KC Reed throw him in a casket and send him on his way mode. Boom! With the tombstone power driver. But it took too much up out of him too, as both gentlemen are staring up at the cobwebs at the top of the ceiling. Killa T the first to get up. And Reed with the counter in the form of a DDT. Killa T, hold on a second, a reversal on the attack from KC Reed, who is now inside of the casket. And Killa T looks to be zeroing in to go on ahead and put a staple in this class. Reed using that strength to deny the closing of that door from Killa T. And Killa T with a chop block. They outlawed those in the NFL years ago, buddy. And now hold up a second. Gold Coast Slam gone awry. Another reversal for one of these two. Even matchup. But somebody has to go home in that casket for this match to have a conclusion. KC Reed throwing Killa T back into the casket. Successful title defense right here, right now by KC Reed as he's inches away. Hold on, the backfiring of Killa T busted out of that door as KC Reed wielding hot sauce from the forehead collision on the outside of the ring. What else the hell can happen in a matchup that has so much on the line? This Zeus's crown championship bout has turned into a bloodbath. And somebody out of these two is going Betty by for a long, long time. Killa T feeling the wrath of that sledgehammer that he was chucking around earlier. And in KC Reed fashion, the momentum switches back into the favor of the Biloxi Big Bad. Wrong place for KC Reed to be as Killa T hurls him into the casket. After dripping hot sauce, KC Reed has no reply. And Killa T is your brand new Zeus's crown champion, big baby.
Alliance Zone World Champion Miller T.
The beast you can't cage came out on top in this epic casket match. Stick around, party people, because we on a pay-to-rent grind in this main event time here next on PHYXIUS.
On the way to the ring, the Syndicate, the Good Girls. The following contest is a steel cage match and is for the Action Zone Women's Championship.
This is a DJ Soul Search production.
Introducing the challenger from South Park, Colorado, Sara Carter. And her opponent from Kansas City, Missouri, the Action Zone Women's Champion, Akira Okoye.
I love that hardware right there, right there. ISIS Elementals. Championship being shown. Before this rivalry escalates to full blown. Girls getting guttered while gated. Let the mayhem begin, as the bell told. Akira Okoye on the attack first. Downing her competitor is Sara. Up to the task. And I will echo Akira Okoye's sentiment from her earlier interview. No place to run, nowhere to hide, or something like that. As a champion, having her way for a moment with Sara, who finally wakes up and is a participant in this matchup. Way to wake up, girl, and realize that you are in the center of a title match with one of the greatest champions on our brand, Akira Okoye. Big splash taking the wind out of her tank, but Sara hops right up and giving no ground. I'm not backing down from the challenge of the champion. Everything legal in this contest, pinfall, submission, or escape, is all legit, on like that, and everybody's welcome. Sara with a big splash of her own, doing damage to the lungs of Akira Okoye. Sara's turned on the switch, and she thinks it's enough to put away the champ and crawl her way up out of the steel structure. But it ain't going down like that, says Akira. And now Sara being set up for a powerbomb, but a quick counter from Sara Carter yields the champ weary and long enough for Sara to get off another splash on her and follow it up with an elbow. Sara, wise strategy. You gotta have wind to pump that blood and to get them muscles going. Way to go after Akira Okoye, former bodybuilder. And now she's taking her chances at escaping the steel cage, but Sara tried to halt her descent. And Akira decides to go back into the ring and do some more damage to her competitor. Kabaya with a powerbomb as she goes for an attempt at a pinfall. Only a 2 count. And the crowd is amping up here in Vegas. And all I ask is if I can get out of here without you taking my wages. Kabaya military press slam to the mat. Excuse me. It's late. And Akira once again trying to climb out of the steel structure and get away from Sara and retain that ISIS Elementals Championship, struggling to get over the hump. And Sara, alert as ever, up on the top rope and dragging Akira Back down into the steel cage. A ram of the head to the cage. And the champion staring up at the stars as Sara commences her onslaught of offense in this epic steel cage ISIS Elementals championship matchup. Omega Beam and Sara goes for a pinfall attempt. 2 count only. And Sara looking kind of ready to finish off. Hold on a second. Akira with a counter that turns into a slam. And now Sara wobbly enough for Akira to get her in a hold on a second. A counter. A nice dodge of the big splash by Sara, who seems to be going back in mode and switching the momentum meter to her side of the court. Big boot. But it looks as if it only caught half of the champion. But still, the champion in a spot to get done like she did Sara earlier on in the matchup. Sara climbing to the top rope. I thought she was going to climb out, but comes back in with an elbow. And now she's trying to make a dash for it. Akira Okoye, no response. Staring up at the rafters as Sara Carter is at the top of the steel cage. Can she get out? Will the champion get up and halt her descent before she hits the ground? There goes Akira, and it, just like a Pat Benatar song, it's a little too late, big baby. Sara Carter, your brand new ISIS Elementals champion here in Vegas at PHYXIUS.
Here is your winner, and new Action Zone Women's Champion, Sara Carter.
Sara with the win here, and it's been a long time coming. Wily veteran of Frequency Pro Wrestling, her very first solo title reign. As you saw earlier, she's very skilled in the art of tag team championship matches and holding belts, but never a solo belt. Kudos, baby. Hold on a second. Jay Quinn right here and right now. And I'm trying to figure out what all this is for. I've been quoting a lot of famous people tonight. Anyway, no answers to those questions tonight, baby, but we'll see you next week on episode number 15 of Whoop Ass Wednesday.